It's day 3 of talking about Katherine of Aragon, and today we're thinking about her early life and childhood. Katherine was born on the 15th of December in 1485, and she was born at the palace Acal de Henares. Excuse my pronunciation. She was christened by the Bishop of Palencia, and she wore a white brocade dress with a gold lace trim. As a child, she would have been very aware of her status as an infanta of Spain, as a princess, and that she had this important position, and that idea really stuck with her for life, that she was entitled to that, not in a negative way, but she grew up with this expectation almost of greatness. She had this incredible hard working mother. She was in a flourishing royal family, and she witnessed her mother have real military success. Her mother's court while she was growing up was more of a movable camp. Her mum, if you remember, was involved in the Reconquista. She was around, tackling various bits that Spain wanted back. And so she had quite an adventurous, if not dangerous, childhood. When I read about her, I kind of imagine her a bit like a wild Disney princess. It sounds like she had quite an exciting, although probably a lot of times scary time of it. She was there when there were outbreaks of fire at the camp, and she was involved in one situation called the Queen's Skirmish, where the camp got attacked and all the royal women had to kind of sit and pray until the trouble was over. 1492, quite close to her 6th birthday, her mother captured the city. It was the former capital of Nasrid, and as a family, so Isabella and Ferdinand took their children and they led them to the palace of Alhambra and claimed it as their own. And I just imagine that would be such an incredible scene in a movie, if it's not already. I'm not very good at keeping up with the things on the screen. Now, despite having this adventurous, tumultuous childhood, she also had an incredible education. Her mother was a real patron of education, particularly in women, and she really installed 2 key things in her that would stay with her throughout her life. Firstly, the education for women was important, and that's something that we really see trickle down to when she's thinking about her own daughter's education, Mary I's education. So the importance of education, the importance of a broad spectrum of education. Something else she also installed in her was this idea that a husband is sent to you from God. So in the same way that a king or queen is ordained by God, they have this divine right, that if a God has sent you a husband, that's for a reason. And you can see that that's really stuck with her throughout her whole life, because eventually when her own husband is trying to move away from her, it's nonsensical to her. Anyway, so thinking about her actual education, she had a classical, humanist education, and she also had more of a domestic education as well. In terms of the classical side, she obviously read the Bible a lot. She studied civil and canon law. She read classics such as St. Augustine, and she studied classical Latin. And on the domestic side, she also learnt things like baking and weaving, as well as the more kind of artistic, often seen as female pursuits of music and dancing and drawing. So that's where we'll leave Katherine for today, as how I imagine a happy, adventurous young woman with her amazing older sisters and her incredible mother, and learning all these wonderful things and assuming that she is entitled to an incredible future partnership with a powerful husband. So I will see you tomorrow when we are going to think about her betrothal and wedding to Prince Arthur. See you then.